Hey guys, before we start the video today, just letting you know there is going to be a pretty big 1v1 World Championship tournament coming up very shortly. You want to download Command Post for all the information. This is just a very quick fill for Panda, who is the tournament host, but don't miss out. It starts this weekend. You're going to want to be there. Download Command Post and hope to see you all at this huge tournament. Hello and welcome everyone to another Command Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath video commentary. My name is Green Zero. Yes, desperately trying to bring some more video content here for you today. We have a series of games between the Russian players, so we're going to see how this one goes. They have sent me these replays. There's a couple of games here. I'm not sure if it was a series or just casual or what's going on, but these games apparently are quite good. In the top north side of Dust Bowl, we have Drive Russian. That's right, it's Drive. Probably the best Russian going around at the moment. He'll be playing Futurama, who's probably also one of the best Russians going around. It's pretty close between these two. We can see that Futurama has got Mock, and we can see that Drive Russian has got Steel Talons. So it's going to be a Steel Talons versus Mock. This is a random mirror. Neither side knows what the other is, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this actually goes. But we can see now that Drive has taken this structure here. So he got to the right-hand side of Futurama there. Futurama just duking out inside that structure there, so nothing fancy happening. This is the no poker Dust Bowl, so you have the spikes in the corners, very easy to capture. Do we see any attack bikes coming from Futurama? No, he's going to be going for harvesters. He's Mock, so he's unlikely to go for an operations center. Some Mock players will do this as well. He's built a bunch of awakened squads. Unfortunately, Drive cannot range them. You see he tried to give the order there because the health bar moved a little bit. So yeah, it just depends how that goes. He knows that these squads are moving up here. Probably going to have a tower ready. No, he doesn't have a tower ready. He's trying to pump out his second ref. Actually paused his second refinery there, so I'm not sure he wants to get that down because Futurama's already got that down, and he had to build a Wolverine. So he built a Wolverine to deal with these guys here. He can simply just EMP the Wolverine, and he's going to do that, and he's going to go ahead and he's going to EMP these structures. It's all just slowing down Drive. Oh my god, he's actually doing a lot of damage to that Wolverine. He's going to kill a Wolverine. That's nuts. He's actually going to kill that Wolverine. Somehow he actually shot and killed someone. Obviously a bit of a... How did he shoot and kill that there? Did it power back up momentarily? Not sure, but he actually killed the Wolverine, and he lost just one of his squads, the squad that just had one member. And now he's just going to be annoying. There's no machine guns on these harvesters. The harvesters cannot attack the Mock squads. The Mock squads do not take damage. And oh, that's just annoying. And look at that, he has to move the harvester, and he doesn't get it because, of course, he just moves out the way. Futurama just being so filthy. Oh my god. That's just infuriating. I mean, it's only a very brief EMP. It's like a 3-second EMP, which is like super short. It's not like the other EMP, which is I think about 8 seconds or something like that. But I mean, he's gonna have to put a tower. He's not queuing a tower. He's got I believe he's got a rifleman squad in there. No, we can't actually bring it up on the health bars. We can't actually see because obviously it's already preoccupied by all these spots. There is a rifleman squad in here, and he has to build a tower as well. This is just a lot of stuff that he has to build to get rid of these units. Gonna throw off one more EMP blast, and this just slows Drive down. Not to mention Drive lost to Wolverine. He delayed his ref placement. He had to build these extra units and the towers. Like, if we look at Futurama's got obviously his 5 and 2. He's already got 3 and 1. He is so far ahead economically in this game. I mean, Drive does have the ref down there, but he's about 2 harvesters behind. Only has 4 on his main, so he's about 4 harvesters behind. Or at least 3 harvesters if my maths is right. Futurama pumps out a few Scorpion tanks, wants to make sure that nothing's going to deal any damage. Pops down the racks. Rocket squad's very good for early game defense, or just defense in general. They're very cheap, and they can really put a lot of pressure on those harassing units, just keep them away. Here we're looking to overrun this foxhole. That's the end of that foxhole. You want to clear stuff like that out of your base, because if the enemy has vision, they can be very comfortable in their decision making, that they know what's going to happen. More Scorp tanks coming out now. We see the MRT has made its way across the map here. We'll be able to shoot that down. There's a couple of pitbulls over there. The Scorp tanks respond, so Futurama is now just very effectively deflecting any type of harass that Drive wants to think about doing. Drive is, of course, ecoing up 4 harvesters now over here. 5 over here. He does have Titans coming out now. Just a single Titan. No, he's going to continue to build Titans. Interesting to see if he goes for a second War Factory or a comm center. No, it will be a comm center. APM instantly starts researching. GDR generally wants to get that almost every single game. EMP grenades, of course, is available to Steel Talons in 1.02 plus. It was something which was changed. Oh, but anyway, he's gonna keep building this Titan Wolf combination. Maybe go for some Hammerheads. No, he's gonna go for Orcas, so not rushing down his tech tree or to his tier 3. Futurama has tier 2 out. Tier 3 is done. He's got it down. No, oh, there is an upgrade coming. Not sure what that upgrade's gonna be. Could be Tib Core Missile. Could be EMP Coil. I'm not sure if it would be EMP Coil. He doesn't really have much of a use for that just yet. Just gonna clear out these scouts. Of course, he does have mock Scorpion takes. They cannot get any lasers of any kind, so they're not terribly effective. Battle markers over here. Looks like Drive has found a gap, and he's trying to pick away this power plant. You can definitely do this. I mean, those power plants have paper-thin armor, and they're relatively easy to drop, so he's going to send in that one Pitbull, which will be destroyed. He will destroy that stealth tank's come out now as well, so he's actually building stealth tanks, so it's probably Tib Core rockets on the way. Has to sell up and reorganize. Battle markers over there. Raider buggy goes down. Another Raider buggy comes in, so maybe looking for the clicks. Yeah, he's got a chem plant. That was for the clicks, but both of them were cut off before they could get in, so Futurama can't see. He cannot see anything. There's the decoy, a decoy stealth tank. He's used, I'm pretty sure that is a decoy stealth tank. I saw the decoy army come down, and I mean, there we go. He's just going to click him. Drive has a pretty insane split here, so that's fine. I mean, he's going to instantly recue another refinery. He's going to pull that harvester back. Yeah, there definitely was a decoy. Random infantry units here, no upgrades whatsoever on the rockets, although they only get one upgrade anyway. Might just want to EMP that harvester. Now, the rifleman squad he put inside can still fire from within the harvester. They don't get EMP, just the harvester gets EMP, and he will actually clean all this up without even killing that harvester. Bit unfortunate. Orca gets destroyed. There's a stealth tank, another stealth tank here as well. Mammoth tank comes out. Not sure what his plans are. Drive is sort of just clustered up here. This is a bit of a cluster game. Both sides are just going to be sitting back now, just taking, I think, a few cheap shots here and there, but it looks like he's going to move in now. He has no dozer blades, and I mean, he's actually got stealth tanks coming with the Scorpions. The Scorpions won't be able to stand up to too many Titans here. The Titans should be able to overwhelm them, especially with the repairs right there as well. Stealth tank comes in. There's two of them. You want them to work in twos because you can one-shot a harvester with two. Railguns completes now. That's the end of those Scorpion tanks. So they will be destroyed. Let's see if he goes for... He's gone for adaptive armor by the looks of it. You always want to get that as well because it's quite good. Immune to EMP effects, but slows their rate of fire, so... It's a very cheap upgrade, only 30 seconds, $1,000. We can see the stealth tanks are sneaking in, so this is going to be annoying for Drive. I'm surprised he didn't build any stealth detection because he's known about these stealth tanks for quite a while. Look at that, oh my god, all those two harvesters were destroyed. They're all bunched up. He does have sensor pods. He can actually reveal that stealth tank, but no, unfortunately not able to get it. Just will manage to sneak that kill. But yeah, Futurama is just being really annoying. He's clicking, he's using stealth tanks, he's using these infantry hit squads. That stealth tank will be destroyed. It can't get away, unfortunately. Not sure if he's going to try using any more of those. He does have a Redeemer, he does have the avatars. Now, Mock have the best late game, in my opinion, of the Nod factions because you can go Redeemer Avatar, relatively cheap, no upgrades required, and then you can get supercharged particle venoms, and he's already got supercharged particle beams, so he was not getting Tib Core, although he does actually have Tib Core, sorry. So that might have been upgraded second. But yeah, you have the laser venoms, or the particle venoms, which is the best venom in the game, and you can use the particle venoms to prevent any aircraft from operating, and you can also kill all infantry, and they're very fast, so that helps protect the Avatar Redeemer. It covers the Avatar Redeemer's one big weakness, which is infantry and air. It covers both of those, and they're not terribly expensive either. Drive will be scouting off, having a look to see what's going on down here. This is definitely a very Russian game. We'll get an EMP off. Let's see if you re-EMPs out. No, the Redeemer will take care of that. Thank you very much. No one's got the control center. Orchestra comes in now. It's just a very bitsy game. We can see Drive is putting down these sensor pods now. Just worried that he is going to get hit by stealth tanks. So the stealth tanks are already over here, and you can see Drive must be aware of them because he's already pulling some harvesters. Not sure what's going on here. This one stealth tank is moving through the base, just trying to find what he can. Adaptive armor is done, but I mean, Drive just doesn't have an army. He's got 2 mammoth tanks, 3 he's got quite a few here, but everything's sort of scattered right now, and Futurama is going to be allowed to set up his third base. It's a little bit slower than I would have liked. I thought he could have got it down sooner. Obviously, that's not the case. And look at that, Vertigo Bombers, wow. Drive actually went for a space command before even getting his ref down on the expansion there, so maybe he's worried that that Futurama was going to attack him with the Redeemer. Oh, sensor pod, and that's going to be not quite the end of that stealth tank. He does re-stealth. If it's in heavy damage mode, it cannot stealth, but it's just managed to stealth there. Not quite in heavy damage mode. Oh, like 1 or 2 more HP, and I reckon it would be. So he's going to pull that right back to the War Factory. He's going to get some repairs on there. But yeah, it's up to Futurama now to make the next move. He has slowed himself down by setting up his economy. Again, I would have liked to have seen that set up a bit sooner. 1 Vertigo Bomber coming in. There's actually 4 Vertigos on the way. You can definitely do this. Vertigo Bomber's very good unit. You need skill to use them. A lot of the midship players always say, oh, Vertigos, they're not good, they're not good. It's like, no, they're one of the best units in the game, but of course they're a high skill unit, just like the Stealth Tank. The Stealth Tank, again, a lot of midship or low tier players don't tend to use them, but that's because, you know, you need a lot of control, a lot of micro, a lot of organization to use them, but they're very, very powerful. We'll be taking care of that, no worries. Vertigo Bomber's coming in, bombing that Harvester there. Drive now, not able to respond to this. I think he's going to have to go Firehawks. Does he have Tungsten Shell? No, he does not have Tungsten Shell. He's still continuing to produce Mammoth Tanks. I mean, the best bet he's got is actually Sensor Pods revealing the Vertigos. You can see the Sensor Pods on the ground there. He's just trying to find targets for his bombers. There's actually nothing much here. He can probably just go straight in, and yeah, he's going to bomb that. You want to try to bomb the ones at the ref, although Drive, you can see he moved the ones at the refinery out the way because he was worried that they were going to get bombed, but he bombed the other ones. That was a bit tricky. If you bomb the ones in the ref, obviously you can damage the refinery as well and soften it up for a later attack. The Redeemer is here just by itself, just causing problems. Firehawk comes out now, but that Stealth Tank will get enough missiles off just to destroy it. That's frustrating as well because he needs those Firehawks now. And I mean, 1 Firehawk can shoot down 1 Vertigo, no worries. Sensor Pod's causing a little bit of havoc, but the thing is, there's actually no units to clean up the... I mean, it's all well and good putting a lot of Sensor Pods down, but if you don't have... It's actually going to get run over. Oh no, he can reveal that. That's fine. That's the end of that. It's all well and good having the Sensor Pods down, but if there's nothing to actually defend... He's just got such a He got Tungsten Shell as well, and he's going for Firehawks. No Stratofighter, so Driver's just got a bit of everything. A Nuclear Missile comes down from Futurama. He pops the Nuclear Missile. That's going to make him immune to EMP as long as he doesn't forget about that. So the Shockwave may not be as effective here in this situation. Obviously, it's very expensive to put a Nuclear Missile down. He's going to try to destroy that refinery. It is critical because that's build radius here. There's no other build radius, and he will actually shield it, so he wants to save that one. Going to lose that power plant, unfortunately. Still has power. Yeah, if you lose the refinery, there's no build radius down here. You kind of want to keep a hold of these things. Orcas come in. Don't think you should chase these Mammoth Tanks because, again, these Mammoth Tanks can shoot and move where the Avatars cannot. They will just take a lot of damage. Enlighten coming out as well. Vertigo Bombers. Oh, there's bits and pieces getting blown up there. Tungsten Shell causing some problems. 1 Firehawk. Titan scattered. Well, this is a really scattered game. So sooner or later, Drive will probably coalesce all of his forces together to attack Futurama. So I have to see how that goes. Is he going to go for Cybernetic Legs? If you're building in line, you kind of need Cybernetic Legs. It's kind of a must-have. Where is this shrine? No, he's not researching it. That's weird, yeah. No, you definitely need that. Something's getting blown to pieces over there. Looks like bits of Venom, so maybe a Venom rolled in there, not 100% sure. 2 Orcas, 2 Firehawks. Yeah, but Futurama, where did he put his Redeemer? Did he pull his Redeemer all the way back? Where is his Redeemer? Oh, it's down here. I was going to say, what? He's covered some distance, but yeah. I mean, Futurama, I guess maybe he just feels that, hey, look, I got a Nuclear Missile. I can just build up a Death Ball army with lots of EMP, which of course isn't going to be as effective against the Steel Talons player, but the Steel Talons player still has to activate that. Vertigo Bombers getting away scot-free. That Mammoth Tank will not be destroyed. Simply too powerful, especially with the Adaptive Armor on. And again, Drive continues to build up forces that are all spread out everywhere, though. If he brought everything together and attacked, he could probably just steamroll right through the Nod player. As long as he uses his Adaptive Armor. I mean, he can use his own Shockwave. He built the Space Command, and he really just hasn't utilized it. You don't need to build the Space Command until it's actually required, so there's no point sacrificing economy when you don't need that until later on. And obviously, maybe he thought he was going to get attacked by the Redeemer, and he needed it sooner, but as it turns out, that's not the case. This is a very campy game from Drive, so... again, these guys sent me these games, and I'm guessing that they just decided to send me all of them. Because the quality of this game, it's okay, I guess. I'd like these guys to be a bit more proactive with their units, because they have got a lot of units, but they're just not doing that much with them. Vertigo Bombers coming in. and they will get that, what do you call it, mammoth tank. So he's obviously bombing mammoth tanks because he can't bomb harvesters here. I mean, there's tungsten shell, there was a firehawk here, but yeah, tungsten shell, if there's 2 batteries here, that's pretty powerful. He could come in from the top side, but it's just one of them things. He still holds all 4 vertigo bombers in reserve, and they're really good, especially against the behemoth. They'll be fantastic against the behemoth. You know, those behemoth, they really can't get out the way. It's impossible to miss them. And my microphone is just falling over, so let's get that back up. Whoa. All right, see how that goes. But yeah, he does get the cybernetic legs upgrade, so he's got that done. That makes the Enlightened quite good. I mean, I think if we really wanted to patch the game, Enlightened and mock infantry in general do need some reworking to make them a little bit better, a little bit more viable, because they are a good unit. You know, they're quite a good unit. Maybe buff their damage a little bit. They're a good anti-tank infantry, aside from rockets. Again, another mammoth tank just getting picked off. I mean, this is the question: is Drive going to sit here and allow this to continue? He does have grenaders. Is he going for EMP grenaders? He is going for EMP grenaders. So I think Drive has finally had enough. He's like, whoa, he has a very large army here. We're going to see a very big attack. He's moving the MCV as well. There's quite a lot of behemoth here. Firehawks coming in. That was just a Venom though, and I mean, Futurama is going to be more than happy to sack a Venom to use the missiles up, because again, these Firehawks obviously have a limit of how much ammunition they can hold. There's only 1 tungsten slingshot here. We've got these orcas moving out, probably to drop sensor pods everywhere. You want to put them on the buildings, because that way they can't just be cleaned up by Venoms. Another Venom comes in, has a look and sees what's going on. Surely he knows what's going on here. I'm not sure what happened there. Something got EMP'd, and we're going to see a pretty big attack here now. This is going to be a massive attack. He does shockwave the right flank, but you know what? There's nothing there. He uses the master control computer countermeasures to repower up his force here. I can't even tell what's going on. There's so much shooting. It's so chaotic. I can't even get everything in the screen. It's so widespread, but I think Drive sort of fluffed his shockwave there, because I mean, not only did it hit a force that was not close enough to engage, Futurama just used the EMP reawakening ability, and he has been hit by some EMP grenades. Big EMP blast comes in there on the behemoth, and he needs to get the Vertigos back. The Vertigos are definitely rearming at this point in time, and we'll have to see how this fight goes. There's more units coming from the top. There's still quite a few avatars there. Another EMP blast comes off. He's got 2 tungsten turrets down, so when the Vertigos do come back, they're probably going to take losses here, and the Redeemer is going to run forward. Another EMP blast. He's just getting these EMP blasts off. He's just going to run the Redeemer forward. He's probably going to get a crush off. He will lose the Redeemer. It will go down. But the question is, there's 2 mammoth tanks here. Here come the Vertigos. The Vertigos are coming back for their second strike. There's tungsten turrets here. He will bomb. He gets another one. That Vertigo bomber will be destroyed. And you know what? I think Drive might have done enough here to win, because he's got 4 behemoth. He can recover these behemoth husks. Look at all the base defenses he's got here. All these towers, all these turrets. Futurama is finished. He has no army left. He has nothing left. He's got a nuclear missile. I mean, I guess that's why he's not leaving the game. No, just as I say that, he's leaving the game. Yeah, I mean, he could have just pulled back and just tried to stall for another minute, and until he got the nuke up. If he had the nuke, he could have just dunked the nuke on that army, and he would have won the game. But unfortunately, I mean, both sides made a few mistakes there. Futurama engaged as well as he could. Again, the EMP countermeasures was brought in, but again, Drive used the shockwave on Futurama's top area of his army, and it was too far away to engage, and then of course he just powers it back up again. So I think he just rashly threw that out there. It wasn't the best use of that. I'd have to watch that back to dissect it, man. So much happened in the first few seconds. I didn't even see what the Vertigos were doing. There was so much fire and debris going everywhere. But yeah, a bit unfortunate there. Maybe put some stealth towers down so he could retreat back. But yeah, Futurama shouldn't have kept engaging, especially with the nuclear missile only 50 seconds away at the end there. Like, sure, just back up, man. Wait for that nuke and see you later. But yeah, Drive will take the first game in this, I'm assuming is a series. But stay tuned. I've got some more games between these guys coming up right now. Okay guys, welcome to another game between Drive Russian and Futurama in this series here. Obviously Drive managing to take an unlikely victory in the first map there, so well done to Drive. We'll now be moving to Smashtown, USA for this series. It is a random mirror with Drive Russian in the top corner here, playing as a Scrin faction. Where's his barracks? Let's have a look. What are you? It's Reaper 17 versus Futurama, who's got Black Hand. Black Hand versus Reaper 17. Oh, this level for both teams is interesting. So obviously Reaper is probably going to be enjoying it a little bit, except for the lack of artillery. You can get into artillery wars on this map because of how the expansions work, but aside from that, Reaper's so heavily brute force that they can just control most of the area of the map in the early game. The Black Can, of course, has that base cracking infantry, so they can also have a pretty sturdy presence on the ground here. Interestingly, Dry will be opening with disintegrators. You can do this. You see screen players do this quite more often. Actually, two groups here. He destroys the garrisonable structure there as well, and he's got these two buzzers coming in. Futurama's going to target them down. He gets one. He won't get the other one, unfortunately. The thing about Cabals, when you draft Cabals, you only get 4 members instead of 6, as you can see here. And look at this, these disintegrator squads unfortunately going to run smack bang into 2 Cabals, and there's no point even trying to attack that. You might as well try to kill or at least clean up one of the scouts. And look at that, his other section here has also been spotted, and 1 shredder turret is enough to turn that away. Drive, not just going to let those get chewed up. I mean, he spent a lot of money on those because he went for 2 squads, or 2 hit squads, another squad over here. And you know what, Futurama could just go for an operation center if he wants and do some type of delayed flame rush. That would be really difficult for Drive to stop. But no, going to go for power plants here, so he's probably going to move his MCV, although Drive is already moving his MCV. He's got a nerve center down, probably going for the reactor upgrade or the fusion core there. It's going to be dev core here for these guys, I reckon. He's going to go for a dev core push. Can Futurama identify that this is going to happen though? Because I think Futurama, he's just going to go for an expansion eco. He doesn't realize this is going to happen. He thinks he's probably in a fantastic position because of what, because he stopped that early on. He doesn't know about it. He's going to see it right now, but I think even though it's in his vision right now, does he actually realize it's there? Is he paying attention? Is he going to not see it until it lands right here? Because we're going to have Devourer tanks come out and they can actually charge, or they actually already charge on the Tiberium, but they can charge on the blue Tiberium field. Don't really want to waste the beam on infantry though. And now he's like, oh man, Scorpion tanks have to come out. I mean, that's a problem. Oh, that's a problem. Like, and what's he going to do with the operations center there? Is he going to go for beam cannons? I mean, Scorpion tanks, this is great for Drive because he can just kite these Scorpion tanks. I mean, it only takes like 3 shots to kill a Scorpion tank. And look at that, he just pops that straight away. There's Corruptors coming. I'm assuming there's Corruptors coming. Doesn't want to lose that that there. Will recharge his pods. Scorpion tanks is not going to work. It's not going to work here. He's got 2 dev tanks, man. This is going to be way too bad. I think this is going to be a quick win here for Drive. Once again, I thought this game would have gone... I thought the series would have been a little bit tighter at this point, but no. How's he supposed to stop this? He can't stop this. He cannot stop this. He's going to lose a harvester now, and there's nothing. And he just recharges again. Oh, is he going for a tech center? What's Futurama doing? He's doing something. No, he put a... Oh, no, he does have a tech center, sorry. I didn't even see that. So he's gone for a tech center. He's trying to get an obelisk down. If he gets an obelisk down, obviously he can basically just one-shot one of the... yeah, he's going to try to one-shot that dev tank there. Oh my god, it's not quite... He needs to target it. He will get it. There you go. I was going to say, one shot there is almost all it needs. Obviously, he puts it right down to like 1% health. We'll lose that Corruptor. So yeah, he's just going to hold out here. Now, he did lose 2 harvesters, but there's still 2 harvesters remaining. Now, oh, he moved his drone back. I thought he would have just kept building dev tanks. He's only got 3 harvesters. I mean, he must have some money behind this. Not much. Futurama's not much either. Another obelisk comes down, so wow, he's actually going to hold this off with obelisks. That was looking disastrously bad. Obviously, he went very early on to decide to put the tech center down, so get his obelisk out, because yeah, the obelisks obviously have now completely shut that down, but yeah, that was actually... It's actually pretty good. I mean, Drive is going to be able to destroy this spike here, and if this game goes for a long time, losing his spikes is bad. Dev tank going to come around, going to try to do what he can. He's probably got another... No, he doesn't have another obelisk queued. He can actually range that structure, and this is the thing. You might as well keep Futurama contained. Already powering these units down. He's going to go around, but I mean, this obelisk can give pretty good cover. It will be able to cover the tech center. Drive doesn't have another ref. Oh my god, he put a ref at the blue tib field. Wow, this is going to give him a ton of money. That is going to give him a ton of money, by the way. Puts a reactor down there as well, so he's actually in the middle of the map now. He might need a... Has he got a sweet spot here? He's actually going to try to go around. He will lose one, unfortunately. He's trying to get to the power plants. I guess he feels he can destroy the power plants a lot quicker. Needs to make sure he doesn't lose that harvester. Might want to pull that back. Drive could just poke it out, but no. Drive is going to back off. No charge left. That one Corrupt is going to find the back edge of the base here. And that's just annoying because he doesn't actually have another obelisk queued, and there's nothing to deal with that. And the power plants obviously will, as you see, he's draining that health quite rapidly there. A purifier was built because he just needed something with a bit of punch to to push those units back. But Drive now with this blue Tiberium, whew, he's got his own tech center down. He's going for an upgrade. It could be conversion reserves because he already has the dev tanks out. You know, conversion reserves would be good because it allows them to just take so many more shots with the green beam. And that's really what is going to do a lot of the damage. Dev arrow tanks without their beam charge aren't really that crash hot. There's nothing super special about them. But with the beam, oh, that makes all the difference in the world. It makes them literally one of the most powerful tier 2 units in the game. And tier 1 units really cannot even hope to deal with them unless they can overrun them very rapidly. Drive is now going to move to the expansion. We do have flame upgrade is done for the infantry. So yeah, Futurama is going to go into infantry to support this, which, you know, you can't... Oh my god, he's got 2 MCVs. Alright, he's going to go for double MCV here, so he's not mucking around. He still has some Tiberium left. Drive has more though, and he's got tripods coming out, and it looks like it might actually be shields he's going for first. And yeah, Futurama's going to see, okay, he took all the blue tib fields, so that means he's probably powering up quite bad. He got shields first. Is he going for conversion? No, he's not going for conversion. He actually has 3 tripods here. I'm not sure what he's doing with the drone ship, whether he's trying to get that across there. No, he's going to redeploy. Obviously, he wants to build a structure. I think he wants to get down maybe a stasis chamber to help deal with this, because Futurama's just going to go across the field. Phase comes down, he gets 1 corruptor in the phase, so that's obviously for crushing purposes. That purifier is going to be destroyed, so straight away he takes out the purifier, and then the tripods just back off. No point sitting here in this infantry. Probably going to call his buzzer swarm down as well. Actually, no, he turns around with these units there. I mean, he's got a lot of anti-tank here, but not. There's only 2 shard walkers, and they're just all sort of running around willy-nilly. It's not going to kill the infantry there. There's actually 1 shard walker back here, and that phase corruptor still causing problems. Futurama, when he drops his next 2 obelisk, I mean, there's an obelisk right here. Didn't even spot that one. There's an obelisk right here. Oh, he fired at the corruptor. He needs to make sure they are firing at... No, he fired at the corruptor again. Futurama, that's really bad. He's wasting shots. He could be destroying these shard walkers here. The corrupt run phases, it will die. He's taking a lot of damage. He can't actually finish off the obelisk here. He needs 2 more obelisks to come down. He's actually going to lose his MCV. He puts 1 down. Yeah, he puts just 1 down. He's got no power. He's got no power. He does power back up these 2 tripods. They could try to run forward an EMP. They get the EMP off. They get the EMP off on the obelisk of light there, and then they should be able to escape as long as they shoot at the obelisk instead of the infantry. So I'm not sure what happened there. They started targeting the infantry instead of the instead of the obelisk. Drive actually needs to lift his drone ship off as well. He needs to get out of here because, yeah, he's just going to target that. And he needs to, as soon as it takes a shot, he needs to lift off and get off the ground so the obelisk can't shoot him. But no, he's going to leave it there. Is he done? Is he done? I'm not sure he's got the gravity stabilizer for. He sold his drone ship. Oh my god, we look away for a second and he's like, see you later, it's gone. Now, Futurama doesn't really have much, does he? He's got infantry. He's going to have to expand. And that's the thing, like, he's got infantry and that's it. There's 1 obelisk here. I mean, that's going to help him out with this area. That buzzer hive is going to be destroyed. But I mean, what can Drive hope? He's got no war factory. So he can't actually... I mean, he's probably got a lot of money because he has very little production. He's got about 2 grand. But Futurama, if Futurama attacks like right now, Drive might actually not be able to stop this infantry. There's not a huge amount of infantry here, but it's enough to literally just kill him, I reckon. I don't think he can actually take that out. Going to take that structure just to draw fire. The dev tanks are their dev tanks are literally useless here. They can't really do anything against this infantry. Their weapon is just predominantly useless against infantry. He's having to spam buzzers out of a portal. And Futurama's like, alright, cool, no, I don't actually want to do that. So he's actually going to back up. I think he's going to try to get a ref down. He doesn't have a ref queued, though. What's Drive going to do? Drive doesn't have any long-term game plan here, though. There's not a lot Drive can do. I mean, he needs to expand because he's going to run out of Tiberium. He needs a warp sphere to come down to repair the tripod. That tripod literally has nothing in its health bar. I'm not sure how that's still alive, but it is somehow still alive. That's a lot of buzzers. This is Biker style where you spam a huge group of buzzers and then you formation move them through the enemy and they just destroy everything. So we're going to have to see how this goes because there are, of course, Black Hand units on... There's actually a Black Hand squad there as well. He's going to go around to destroy the spikes. Futurama lost 1 of his spikes quite a while ago. And then, of course, now he's going to return the favor. Here come the buzzers. Going to have a look and see how this goes. Buzzers now ripping through this area here. Is it going to be effective enough? A lot of infantry getting killed, and the buzzers breach through to the rear, and I think they're actually going to be able to clean up almost everything. not quite everything, but a ton of infantry died there. Wrong button. I mean, the Black Hand squad survives, but about 90% of the infantry was cleaned up there. So it was actually, it wasn't 100% effective, but it was effective enough to break this force here, which is quite good. Hexapod, actually got a Hexapod out? Okay, so he got a Hexapod out. But you know what? I don't think Futurama's too concerned. He did sell his tech center, which means no EMP coils. But you can see he's actually got a Reaper tripod, and now he's going to just spam infantry. It's like I think he knows that Drive is going to go for him. I think he knows it's really all that's going to happen here. Drive is just going to suicide, maybe going for a warp sphere, get some corruptors out to help heal. It's actually shards. It's actually Ravagers inside, 2 Ravager squads inside, and a Disintegrator squad inside. He's going to go for that warp sphere, which means the Hex squad's actually going to be really good against infantry, because those are of course anti-infantry segments, except for the Disintegrator segment. But he's got 2 shard segments in there. The thing is, can Futurama get a second ref down? No, he cannot. He's not queuing one. He's just trying to rush out as much infantry as possible, because if he gets enough infantry, he can simply just kill the Hexapod. Drive is making a move. He's actually going to go for Futurama's base. Futurama would have actually had time to put down a second refinery. I mean, he's only got 3 harvesters there. He's got 2 harvesters here he could pull. And if he had double ref here, he could just be cranking these portals non-stop, 100%. Yeah, just don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Corruptors now coming out, so this is a problem, because if there's too many Corruptors, he won't be able to DPS down the Hexapod. So Drive, again, Futurama maybe made a mistake here, thinking obviously he was going to get rushed, which of course was definitely a thing, but he managed to stall Drive up enough. There's a small group of infantry moving around the right-hand side of the map, so see what they can do. Actually sold the Warp Sphere now, because, I mean, Drive would be pushing it in terms of funds. He's not going to have enough, and he wants to obviously drop Buzzer Hives down. He's going to back up a little bit here. He's going to wait. He's going to have to de-garrison that structure. That would have been a nice structure to have, but unfortunately, it has to be de-garrisoned. All right, sorry about that. Just had to cough really quickly. I had to pause very briefly. Hopefully that doesn't crop back up again. But we can see now the Hexapod coming in. Stasis comes down. Oh my god, so much infantry got killed then as well. I don't think Futurama's going to be able to stop this. This is going to be too much for him. He just got broken super fast. If he could somehow get the Reaper tripod onto the Hexapod, he may have been okay. But yeah, this is not going to work out. He is killing some units back here, and he is destroying the base. So, I mean, if somehow he can destroy the drone platform, maybe. He's got a lot of infantry here. I think he needs to back off. He's going to move forward now. He's got quite a lot of infantry here. He could easily take that tripod out and instantly starts targeting. He realizes now there's no point shooting at the Hexapod when he can destroy these units. He needs to destroy the Corruptors as well. I don't think there's much point shooting at the Hexapod. He's going to try to keep shooting at the Hexapod. He's actually got it down to half health. He needs to turn around and start firing at it right now. No, he's going to get cleaned up, unfortunately. A lot of these infantry are not actually... I don't know why he's wasting time on the husk there. I mean, the game is going to be won and lost right here. Oh, actually, there's infantry units coming on the backside here. I don't think Drive, is he going to be able to withstand this? He must be really pushing it for funds. The Hexapod's going to have to turn around. It is veteran. He's got a veteran Hexapod. All these buzzers are now cleaned up, so he can start trying to take on these forces here. But, I mean, is Futurama done? Oh, he's just got a barracks. He just has a barracks. Can Drive actually recover? That's the question. Drive is trying to build a refinery. He's going to stall with about 1,500, 1,600 to go. And that's going to take a long time, because look at this. Futurama's going to destroy the spike, and that's all of his income. He needs this spike to generate enough income. I mean, the Hexapod can actually generate income as well. But Futurama can't afford to lose the barracks. He's actually moving up here now. Going to try to take that Buzzer Swarm out. Harvest is pretty useless. This is getting pretty gnarly. Yeah, look at this. He's actually going to be able to destroy the spike, and with the spike being destroyed, Drive is done. I'm not sure why Futurama's moving up here. Is he not aware that that's down there? Yeah, he's going to turn around now. Yeah, he could just bypass the Hexapod and just focus down the drone platform. He just needs to stall. He needs to stall and stall and stall and stall and just take as much time as possible. And then when he's ready, he needs to just go in and just destroy the drone platform. Oh, this is going to be tight. Can Drive actually do this here? Futurama's targeting needs to be perfect, by the way. And that was a good start. Takes down the Buzzer Hive. Drive cannot drop too many of them. I think maybe he can drop maybe one more, possibly two more. He's going to try to focus down the Hexapod. He's got infantry units coming on the backside though, but look at this. I mean, there's one corruptor here. It's only one corruptor here. I don't think that's going to be enough. I think Driver's going to lose this game. And he turns around, which means rear armor is now taking gunfire. There's rockets going into the rear armor of the hexapod, and that there turning around was pretty much the death knell, and it's down, and that's the game. That is the end of the game. Futurama has somehow done it in this particular game here. Drive must be spewing, although Futurama just hanging on by the skin of his teeth. Time and time again, he now has no units left. He literally had to fight down to his last unit. He had a harvester, but that would have been useless since harvesters can't crush. Maybe he could have confused the AI of the targeting and drawn some fire, but that was pretty crazy. So look at that. Drive actually getting more money than Futurama up until the last few minutes of the game. Probably, I mean, he got the blue tib field, but Futurama then got an expansion, so that's probably where the discrepancy is. But kill death ratio would be pretty crazy for Drive. Yeah, 2.97, almost 3 to 1, so 0.32 for Futurama. A lot of infantry going down there. Final economy was pretty close, only a few $1,000s in that one there, but I thought things were looking pretty grim for Futurama in that game, and then he pulled out an amazing save on the rush, and then he just managed to kill Drive with infantry attacks everywhere. Drive unable to deal with that. Very minimal anti-infantry units built from Drive, mainly buzzers, I guess. I think his favorite unit was actually buzzers. So Futurama will level the series. It'll be 1 apiece. We're going to go into another game, so stay tuned. That's coming up right now. Okay guys, here we are with another game between Drive and Futurama. It is 1-1 in this particular series they've sent me, so we have game number 3 coming up here on Tournament Arena. They're still sticking with their random mirrors. We have Drive Russian playing as Blackhand. He draws Blackhand this time. And Futurama Russian, oh no, not quite, I said almost, also draws Blackhand, but he is Vanilla Nod. There you go, just moving out with his Nod units here. 4 squads because, 3 squads. Because he is just a little bit fearful. Is there 3 squads there? Yeah, there is. They're just sort of awkwardly split up a little bit there. Now, of course, neither side knows what the other is, so they have to be cautious when fanning out here. Drive very comfortable. I mean, he's got Cabals, basically the second most powerful starting scout in the game, aside from the Awakened squads. But they will still beat a drafted Awakened squad, just not a full squad. But I mean, with 3 militants here, they can actually overrun one of those Cabal squads, not a problem, so that's going to be fine. Drive just backing up a little bit, not taking his garrison. I mean, that's the thing, you got to be careful. Are you against a Scrin faction? I think Drive might be rushing as well because he's pulling back scouts, and you do this generally if you want to he's keeping it tight. He's got these 3 scouts positioned here, here, and here to make sure nothing gets through. There's the operations center, but he's against another Nod faction. Did Futurama build a Raider buggy? No, he did not. He built extra scouts. What's this for? He's powering down his war factory. Is it going to be a flame tank? It is going to be a flame tank because we're not seeing a second operation center here. So flame tank will come out. Will he go for a second one? No, he's just going for one, and he's going to sell. These militant squads will come up against the Cabals, and they will lose. And now that's cause for concern. Now he does have a bit of a heads up. Well, he doesn't want to show that Blackhand squad. Oh no, Futurama's going to be able to see that. That now crosses Futurama's vision. And he's instantly queuing Scorpion tanks and a Raider buggy there, so he knows he's going to get rushed. Bikes are coming as well, so it's going to be bikes and a flame tank, which is particularly difficult, but Scorpion tanks is probably the right answer because it'll be a lot harder to kill the Scorpion tanks. The Raider buggy comes in and it's going to realize, well, this is going to be bad. He's going to lose that Raider buggy straight away. Has to drop down to Shredder Turret. The Shredder Turret's mainly to draw fire. Attacking the MCV, I mean, it's a very heavily armored structure. Although if he doesn't actually building block anything, is he not going to building block that? Okay, there we go. He had that barracks queued for such a long time. I'm not sure why it took so long. He's going to pack that up. He's going to lose his MCV. Oh my god, that's really bad from Futurama. You should not. Oh my god, Driver's MCV is here. Okay, you shouldn't lose that. I mean, he had that barracks queued for a million years before he dropped it. And now he's lost his MCV. I mean, Drive has just 1 refinery. That's probably the saving grace for him. He just built tons and tons of bikes, two harvesters. So Futurama has 4 harvesters. So Futurama has better economy. He just doesn't have the MCV. I'm not sure what Drive's plan is. Infantry. He's going for a shrine and infantry. I mean, probably because he knows that without an MCV, he can't put Shredder turrets down, which means he's going to have to build a lot of militant squads. But the MCV is coming back out already. He just he just mad rushed that straight back out. Maybe he was even queuing it before he lost his first one. But that's the thing. I mean, there's bikes here, and he's just building militant squads. It's like, look, I need to deal with this infantry. He must be fully aware that there's infantry coming. I mean, maybe he realized there was a shrine or something like that coming in with the bikes here, and he realizes now that there is a lot of infantry here, instantly starting to queue up those shredder turrets. Some of the bikes are being destroyed. There's an elite bike there. That elite bike needs to die. He needs to get that. It's gonna get away. Oh, he just manages to kill it, but a lot of the Scorpion tanks are getting torn up, and now the militant squads are actually engaging. It's actually quite a number of militant squads here. No power though for Futurama. Has to power micro. Pretty crazy. Probably back at home. But yeah, Drive has to back up. Did he sell his MCV? I think he sold his MCV. I think he's going to lose this game. If he sold his MCV, then he's basically lost this game at this point in time, because most of his infantry has now just been destroyed. He can't really hope to do much else. 1, 2, 3, 4 harvesters there. Yeah, Drive. He does not have an MCV. This game is basically done at this point. I think he's trying to rebuild it. He is, but I mean, Futurama can just attack. And I think he knows it as well. Just needs to make sure he doesn't lose anything to these bikes. But I mean, there's 4 Scorpion tanks still alive. The MCV is here. He's going for an operation center. Maybe he's just going to build a flame tank. It's like, alright, cool, I'll just build flame tanks and I'll just win. Just use the Scorpion tanks to shepherd the flame tank and then just move it across the map. There is an MCV out, but these are Drive's last units. He's literally got 3 rocket squads. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he's got 5 bikes. Instantly puts down another hand of Nod. This is the thing, is Futurama actually going to attack? What's he going to do with what he's got here? That's what I want to know. Is he going for a tech center? Oh, there's some interesting glitching for you. No, he's going for a ref. He's going for a ref. I mean, Drive is so far behind right now. He's got a 3rd harvester, so at least he built a 3rd harvester. But I mean, Futurama can just do whatever he wants at this point. He needs to get a ref down. He needs to get this ref down pretty quick, smart. He needs to go attack Drive. He must know that Drive is weak. He must know that what Drive is weak. Let's have a look at his vision. Drive can see heaps. Futurama can see bugger all. I mean, you can see the top and the bottom of the map. But that's the thing. This is the reason why he's not attacking, because he doesn't realize Drive has had nothing. And that's why scouting in this game is critical. If he knew Drive had nothing, he could have driven all these units across the map and just won the game by now. But Drive will sort of make a bit of a stand here. Shredder Tires takes a long time to kill them infantry units. It's just Blackhand's so hard to kill. He's got his own bikes now, but he's sort of just meandering around with them again, giving Drive the opportunity to expand. He got a 2nd ref down. Harvester was pulled. He needs to make sure he gets that back to work. That's unfortunate. These rocket squads will come against the Blackhand squad or the Cabal squad there, and he should just be able to kill all of these rocket squads. I don't think he's going to be able to get that. He's not going to be able to get that, so Futurama unfortunately not reacting in a super logical manner. He's queuing something else now. Is this another refinery? I think if he was going to go eco, he would have way more down by now. I actually managed to finish the squad off. Battle marker over here, just meandering around. Does have a rocket squad there. He could put that in the garrison, make sure that his blue tip harvesters cannot be effectively harassed. Look at this. Drive seems to have no trouble recovering in this game. I think if Futurama watches this video back, or if he's watching this, he would just be looking at basically just opening the door and letting Drive in. Drive is sitting at the door. He's meowing at the door, and Futurama's like, alright, I'm going to go let you in, and he opens the door for him, lets him in. That's what's happened in this game. He just let him in. He's got double refs, so I mean, Futurama is still in the better position, but the fact of the matter is that Drive is now recovering somewhat, and he can hold. He has enough infantry forces and some bikes to hold now. A 2nd ref comes down. He's not that far behind anymore. He's only mildly behind. And this game is returning to an even footing. Drive just doing a fantastic job of recovering. He's even going to have blue Tiberium, and Futurama, he's getting blue Tiberium now. Drive actually could take that garrison there. Although, sorry, those are stealth harvesters, aren't they? He's vanilla nods, so not going to be able to harass them as effectively without any type of stealth detection. Wall flame tank goes down, so Futurama trying to get a flame tank in, but Drive is able to dispatch that. More bikes, another flame tank comes out. Not going to give up on that just yet. He's going to have Dozer Blades done, but he doesn't have any Scorpion tanks. Oh yeah, he's got a couple. He's got another flame tank at the top of the map here, so he's able to get the spike. Starting to make a move. Battle marker down there. That one flame tank just staying put. Drive now just trying to build his forces up. If Drive builds a lot of infantry, he can hold for a very long time. It can be very difficult. Oh, look at that. Militant squads coming in. Flame tanks now pushing forward. The flame tanks will be able to clear up any militant squads, but that flame tank is going to be dispatched. Drive just taking out. He can actually just overrun the He can overrun the Scorpion tanks, and that was very haphazard by Futurama. He could have done way more damage if he just controlled that a little bit more effectively, but instead he will lose the majority of those forces. It looks like the other flame tank was cleaned as well by those forces. He is doing a base push now, has some more Scorpion tanks, has a flame tank there, but I mean, he's going to have to deal with the sheer amount of infantry that Driver's going to have, and these infantry are very difficult to deal with. There's no charged particles for Nod Vanilla, which means these the flame tank gets dispatched pretty quickly, which means the Shredder turrets are nowhere near as effective as what they should be. And look at that, he's not going to be able to build these Shredder turrets up either. An Obelisk comes down, so Drive has tech. Drive has tech, and he's looking like he's in a pretty good spot to hold this push here. He will lose power. He's going to go for a Redeemer. That flame tank will move forward, but too many flame tanks being dispatched too easily. He goes for the Crush. That's his best bet here to help clean these up, because again, the Shredder turrets are just not effective enough. He's going to build militant squads. He could go for the upgrades. Once he gets hallucinogenic grenades, he can cause the Black Can infantry to attack each other. And look at that. He's going to move across here. Now, is this... They're all Drive's bikes. It's Cyan versus Green, so it's actually pretty difficult to see those bikes there. They all do belong to Drive. Had to pull some of his harvesters, but he needs to get them back to work. He will get them back to work now, except for that one. I guess he decided to... Oh, there we go. He's going to get that one back to work. He's going to find a blue tip harvester. We'll take that out. Futurama has been taking blue Tiberium, but he does not have a tech center. He doesn't even have a tier 2 right now, which means he's got to fight the tech of Drive, and he's going to have a Redeemer momentarily as well. I mean, Black Can, no stealth harvesters, but I mean, these are just militant squads. He's got a Purifier. He could just run the Purifier up here and finish those all off. Scorpion tanks being destroyed, and look at that, only 3 remaining. That's not going to be enough to do. I mean, there's some harvesters back there. You can do some damage. The bikes can actually just go back and pick them off one by one. So Driver's going to hold this. Futurama has got something queued. Beam cannons, so he does have a... Yeah, he's got a tier 2. Beam cannons is probably a good idea. He's got 4 out already. This could really surprise Drive. It could really surprise him if he can just defend the beam cannons, and it's not that hard to defend the beam cannons. Drive actually sold his tech center, and he doesn't have... Oh no, he got charged particles, because I was going to say Futurama could just go for his own infantry and then just use the beam cannons, but with charged particle, it could be hard to break the base, although the beam cannons would definitely allow that to happen. More Scorp tanks come up the top there, so Drive has been reduced to 1 base. He's going to move the Redeemer in now. There's quite a number of beam cannons. He will get the Combine off. He gets the Combine off, but there's not enough there to really DPS down the Redeemer. And these bikes are coming in now as well. Has to sell the tier 2, which means no more beam cannons. He's going to have to put Scorpion tanks here, and the beam cannons are no longer being used that effectively. Yeah, he needs to get them together, and he needs to get them organized. There's 1 beam cannon over here. What's he going to do with those ones? He's going to beam down the Obelisk. There's actually units in here as well, but they will be dispatched by Drive. He's going to lose his MCV here. I hope he has War Factory, or he's got a War Factory right here. But yeah, the beam cannons can just sit back, and I mean, if there's Scorpion tanks to cover them, he could just use the Scorpion tanks to cover his own beam cannons, and then he should be able to use them. He's actually going to go for the Refinery, and look at that, instantly deletes it, because they do grenade damage, these beam cannons. He gets the Combine off again and snipes down the second Refinery. That's really annoying. The Redeemer is still alive with plenty of health though. A Rage Gen goes off, but I mean, the beam cannons is only 5. That's the problem. That's not enough to deal with an epic unit. If he can get the Combine off, he gets the Combine off, but you can see that it's just not enough damage coming through on the Redeemer. He's getting rear armor with these tank shells, but these Scorpion tanks are light tanks. They will not have enough DPS to... Yeah, the Redeemer turns around using its frontal armor there, and he pushed him back. Now, the thing about Drive is that, oh my god, he's got no base. He had to sell everything, I think, to get a Refinery. He's going to get a Refinery. So this is the one saving grace of Futurama, is that he does have Drive down to this no base situation, although his base is not exactly looking healthy either. Cannot build any more beam cannons. If he was able to produce, like if he could double his beam cannon number, he could actually take on the epic unit, but without, he just doesn't have enough beam cannons. 5 is not sufficient for taking on an epic unit. 5 is plenty for dunking these structures here, and you know what, he could just cloak them. Actually, no, he doesn't have a tier 2, doesn't have an MCV either. He's actually down, no, he's still got 5, he's still got 5 there, so he should use them to harass. I mean, if he could fight, there's a gap right there. If he could just quickly go in and snipe that down, that would be very helpful. But the thing is, Drive's going to now recover. Now, Drive doesn't have tech, but Drive can just literally build infantry, and it will be very difficult for Futurama to do anything about that. The beam cannons, yes, they do grenade damage. Yes, you can use them on infantry, but they're just too slow. Like, they'll kill the infantry eventually over a long period of time, but it's just, yeah, it's much better to crush them. He's going to go in with these tanks. Is he going to get that? He is going to get partial Combine. Forces the sell. And then he'll pull him back now. He's actually got a lot of Scorpion tanks here, so Futurama not giving up here. A lot of Scorpion tanks, going to want to make sure he gets those tanks repaired because there's a lot in the red there that he could very easily get away. Unfortunately, those ones in the red are getting stuck out front quite a bit, aren't they? Beam cannons moving back. Is there something back here? No, not sure what they're just, yeah, formation moving back to the safety here. He's got that artillery there. A lot of harvesters from Drive all clustered over the top of each other. I'm not even sure how many harvesters there are there. There's quite a lot of harvesters, but gets another refinery down Drive. Just struggling to get the Tiberium into his coffers. Yeah, shouldn't go there. About 500 bucks. Just queuing rocket squads here now. I think he's obviously wary that there's so many Scorpion tanks. The Scorpion tanks can simply just move in and kill him with a big crush move. The Redeemer is still alive. It has healed up quite a bit. And look at that, Futurama's actually going to start refining or taking the Tiberium off of Drive Seal. Now the infantry will reveal stealth as long as they can crash into it. But here come the Scorpion tanks. They will be moving straight through the tip field. I mean, he knows there's no chem plant. A rage gen goes off. That's a big rage gen. That is a big rage gen. I'm not sure. I think he might just be hemorrhaging some forces here. We have 4 beam cannons combining on the Redeemer. Does a little bit of damage. I mean, he needs to take out the Purifier. He should just take out the Purifier. Beam cannons not being combined there. Just on a general attack. You do not want to give them a general attack order. He should be able to get the Purifier. He should, yeah, take that out right now. Make sure he gets the Husk as well. He gets the combine on the Redeemer. He's got 4 of the beam cannons combining on it. That's not enough to really do a lot of damage to the Redeemer. You can see there that it's even... it's very, very slow. I mean, maybe eventually he'll get it. But unfortunately, I think, did he lose a beam cannon? No, he did not lose a beam cannon. He's sniping down the remainder of these forces here. He's not focusing, though. Is he going to try to focus? He's going to try to take out the Harvester. I mean, they're not particularly effective versus vehicles unless you got a ton of them. He's going to try to combine the Redeemer. The Redeemer could move. He's got all 5 combining on the Redeemer. We can see the health. It's just going down so slowly. And look at that. He pulls back and he blocks it. Drops that power plant. I mean, Drive is running on fumes. I mean, these beam cannons. He needs to get that beam cannon back. Doesn't want to lose any of them. He could use the back ones to quickly just snipe down some of these infantry forces again. They can... Oh no, Futurama he gave up. That game was not done. Oh my god, I mean, the Redeemer's almost dead and Drive has nothing else. Yeah, that was unusual. I thought Futurama definitely was even in a slightly better position at the end there. But I mean, again... He saw Drive at the door and he just let him in that game. I think he's going to be really disappointed that he could have just had that a lot earlier on. But that's what it is. So Drive takes a 2-1 lead in this series. I still have some more replays, so this series is going to keep going. But yeah, not much to say about that game. Very interesting game. And yeah, beam cannons used reasonably effectively. Once you can get them in building range, man, you can just dunk those buildings down. So they're a specialist unit. You don't see them that often, but there's quite a lot of situations where they can be extremely good if you know how to use them. But yeah, that was a pretty good game. Stay tuned, more games coming up right now. Okay guys, welcome to game number 4 between Drive Russian and Futurama Russian. So Drive, whoa, what am I doing there with the camera? Drive holds a 2-1 lead in this particular series, a friendly series I would say. And we're on Twisted Arena here, a map which is of course a play on Tournament Arena. But of course, it's obviously completely different to that. But you know, it has the same type of tile set, I guess, a little bit. But in the top left-hand side, we have Futurama Rushing. Sticking with our random mirrors, he's going to be Black Hand. And that means Drive Russian is going to be Moke. Drive is marked of Kane. So he's got 4 squads there. And he's got the ref down. So he's going to be, yeah, he's really going to be pushing that. I mean, these 4 squads, Futurama's going to spot it and he's like, what's going on here? I don't think he's going to get that squad now. Instantly deleted. These units are so powerful against infantry. They will just destroy them. And I think maybe he's just going to bait out a Raider buggy here because it's like, that's way too many. No, he's going to go for a Harvester. So he's obviously not fast. This is going to be really annoying if it gets to the base. If you build a Raider buggy, you can try to juke out the EMP and make him waste all his EMP. And building a Raider buggy early on is not a problem. Futurama now just fanning out these forces here. Going to take these structures, make sure he's good line of sight. I think he was heading up there. Yeah, he's heading up there. Are we going to see bikes? We're going to see bikes behind this, and that's the thing. Oh, he's going to go for a tier 2. He's going to instantly EMP that. He's going to see the tier 2, but the tier 2 is not going to be helpful because, I mean, bikes are coming. What can the tier 2 possibly help him with? He sold the Shredder turret. This is what's going to happen now. He gets a flame tank out, but there's bikes coming, and I mean, Futurama must know that obviously Drive can see this like super far in advance. He will be able to delete that squad, yeah, and the Black Gang can kill those, but I mean, we know there's bikes. Where are the bikes? I'm looking on the radar. They're just going to beeline straight across the map. He's going to spot them. There's 5 of them, and he's going to be like, oh man, this is why it's really hard to flame rush other Nod factions, because of the attack bike. It's just so good at shutting it down. And look at that split as well. Oh my god, he got the bike and he also didn't lose any of his own. And now he's just going to attack harvesters. I think he's going to split 2 off here. Drive, he takes a bit of a swing at that. And does split his fire again. He could get another bike. I just go for the bike. Go for the units you can destroy. I don't think he's going to get a harvester. He can get one. Oh, I was going to say he'd get one more bike, but no, not quite. He's going to get away with 1 bike. Forces the pull. Futurama, yeah, 2 harvesters here. He didn't lose the flame tank at least. I mean, the flame tank's alive, but his economy is pretty shot. Drive, meanwhile, has just 3 harvesters, not going for a second ref. He's continuing to produce combat units. So yeah, Futurama, I thought he would have gone for a second ref, and then he could have gone for a second ref and then easily gone back to bikes well before this flame tank could cross the map. It's going to take this flame tank quite a while to cross the map. Those last 2 bikes just going to delete each other. Raider buggy here from Drive, just killing off that that squad. I'm not sure where the Black Hand have gone. They're over here. They are on the Tiberium, which surprisingly does damage them despite all their armor. It's going to go for the Spike down here. It's going to try to destroy Drive Spike. We'll kill that mock squad. There's bikes here, but there's bikes pretty much, yeah, there's no point trying to do anything against those Black Hand squad. Even if you force fire the ground, the rockets just do literally nothing. You're just wasting your time. The flame tank, though, where is... I think Drive has lost sight of the flame tank. It's actually back at home. He kept it back at home. He realizes if he sends it out, Drive will almost certainly locate it. And because he's aware of it, he's got so many bikes, he'll be able to clean it up. So he's just going to keep it at home and keep it safe. And that means Drive's always going to have that in the back of his mind, that he knows he's got that fast flame tank somewhere. It could crop up at any moment. He's going to be able to take that spike out. Now, look at that. He's looking for it. He knows it's somewhere around. He's having to draft 4 scouts. And all the while, it's just sitting back at home. 2 war factories come down for Futurama. Not looking too bad. Only 4 harvesters. Probably want to get a 5th harvester out there. We'll take out the spike. The Black Hand squad probably just going to go into Drive space, because you can actually destroy buildings with them and they're pretty difficult to get rid of. Just to be annoying, just to force Drive. Is Drive actually going to go... He's going to go for the blue Tiberium. He's going to go for the crush, and he will get, oh my god, a complete crush off. That's really good there. Dispatching that tank. Sorry, not that tank, that squad with that. So much as how do you do? But yeah, again, he's still got this flame tank at home, and I don't think Drive knows that he's just massing up a pretty big hit squad of bikes here. And look at this, the flame tank is going to come in, and I don't think Drive saw that there was a second war factory. No, he doesn't know there's... It just missed it. It just missed it. So Drive doesn't know there's a second war factory, although he's got 2 war factories, so not going to matter too much. Got a handful of bike buggy, probably enough to defend against what Futurama has. But Futurama's going to pull the flame tank behind it. He should just send the flame tank to the left and around, and then use his bike buggy to the right, and then Drive will have to split up. And if Drive splits up, then his force will win. He's actually going to send the flame tank down the center, which is kind of the best situation for Drive Russian, especially if you're just going to say, hey, do you want a flame tank? Yes, please. No, you can get that out of there. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm not sure what flavor that cake was, but that was just like, oh my god. He's just putting out the tuna treats for Drive right now. It's just like, hey, do you want to kill this flame tank? I don't know what he's doing there, and this is not going well for Futurama. Oh my god, I can't even see what's going on because these colors are almost exactly the same. But Futurama just got obliterated. He just got annihilated. Oh my god. Had to sell the refinery, get the Cabal squads out because he's going to lose harvesters. He's shooting at the buggies is a waste of time. He needs more units. He doesn't have any units here really, and there's nothing much else going on across the map. He's going to lose more harvesters. The Drive is just destroying everything that's here. And Drive backs off. He's only got 1 Raider buggy left, so there's no point getting chewed up on the Cabals. But I mean, and he knows damage is done. He knows that Futurama's hurt pretty badly here. Oh, he sold his MCV. So Drive actually just decided to go all in then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 harvesters. Does he have... No, there's nothing. Just looking for a blue tip harvester. No, there's nothing there. So no blue tip harvesters. Futurama has not sold his MCV. He's not gone all in just yet. This Raider buggy will be able to clean up those forces though. He does spot the bikes down on the left-hand flank, so he knows they're there. There's another squad there to confirm that sighting as well. So Drive now just moving in with a big bunch of bikes, and Futurama is out of position again. Oh my god. Does he not? Is he not paying attention? Drive is actually pulling away. I don't think Drive needs to do that. Drive can just go in here and camp the War Factories. I mean, Futurama has to come back. He's got no choice but to come back now. And Drive could have capitalized on that complete lack of positioning from Futurama, but not able to do so. Cannot capitalize at all on that positioning there. Futurama made another critical error there, but luckily this time Drive wasn't able to pick up on it. But yeah, just obviously in the heat at the moment, these guys are perhaps faltering a little bit there. But yeah, these nod mirrors, the thing about nod mirrors where you have mass bite buggy or mass scorp tanks, it's so intensely tight, like battles are won and lost in seconds, and it requires a lot of attention to detail, a lot of micro. So it's just a very explosive fight. There's a lot of bite buggy here as well. There's way more bite buggy. He's actually going for infantry upgrades. He's trying to get out his black can infantry and doesn't want to lose too much infantry here. The buggies are in front. The bikes are coming in. He has to pull his own bikes back. The rocket squads are firing at the bikes, so it's not too bad for Futurama. A lot of bikes being destroyed on both sides. I think Futurama might be okay on the bike front here. Yes, he is going to hold. He's going to hold. Driver's going to have to pull back. There's quite a number of raider buggies. All the infantry that he's trying to get the upgrade for are all dead, though. And Futurama needs to capitalize. He's got a lot of bikes. He needs to kill these buggies while there's no bikes to protect them. Only gets one on the way out, so that's a bit unfortunate. But that's the thing. He lost a big bunch of rocket squads, which could have had cabals on them, but they're not going to have cabals now. And the tip field is going to dry up here. Neither of these sides, of course, have stealth harvesters. Drive is going to go for the blue Tiberium, or maybe maybe it's just autoing to the dead spike. Not 100% sure. He does have the shrine upgrade now, so he sells it straight away. Not going for a war factory, sorry, not going for a refinery. Drive is now long-range mining. He's still got double war factory. He's switching into Scorpion tanks. He still has a lot of buggy. Or actually, it's mainly buggies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 bikes. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 buggies. So if you can get the buggies out in front. Actually, Drive holds the other spike. So he used his engineer to capture Futurama's spike. So he's got a spike edge over Futurama. Going to be able to dispatch that squad relatively easily with the raider buggies there. Futurama doesn't. I mean, he's got a big bunch of infantry, but that's all. And Drive just going to back off there, maybe realizing he doesn't have as many bikes as he needs. It's going to be a problem here because there are rocket squads here. He's going for tanks. Yes, the tanks can crush, but he doesn't have enough tanks to do the crushing. The infantry will be able to destroy them relatively quickly. The bike buggy making its way through the middle of the map. Futurama probably aware that it's backing off now, knows that his harvesters are going to be safe to go back and refine. And he will actually reveal this, sorry, so there you go. Actually, no, is Drive... Oh, no, sorry, Drive is Mock. Wow, I don't know, for a second there, I thought it was Black Hand again. No, I was going to say, he's got stealth harvesters, he's Mock, so... and this is going to be hard because the bikes are now sitting behind a wall of rocket squads, and he's going to try to go for the crush here, and he's going to get the crush off, but unfortunately he crushes mainly cabals. He mainly crushed cabals. He will force this back because the raider buggies can clean up behind it. But he lost quite a bit to get through there. He's got enough to keep pushing, actually. I think he's just going to keep going here. Futurama does have a notable force. He's going to turn some of them... Actually, no, sorry. Those are Drive's units there. Going to try to focus down the hand of Nod. Doesn't want any flame rockets to come out just because they're very annoying to deal with. A big volley of bite rockets comes in, and they will be destroying some of these raider buggies here. Futurama needs to make sure he just destroys some of the damaged tanks that he's got here. Scattered infantry here. Drive probably not wanting to move in there. It's pretty desperate now. Both sides fighting with everything that they have left right now. And even though this is obviously bugger all infantry, it's enough infantry to force Drive to back off. Losing some infantry on the way out, some infantry, some bikes on the way out to some scattered infantry that wasn't cleaned up previously. Futurama does recapture that spike. Still holds his MCV. Nothing queued. He's got some harvesters. Is he gone? No one's touching this. Blue tib is just getting so rich. It's so thick and juicy. Oh my god, but no one is capitalizing on that. Both sides just taking green Tiberium, and I think it's because they're so desperate to get units out that going to the blue Tiberium will simply take too long. They want the green tib because they can get it quicker. Yeah, it's not worth as much, but they can get it quicker, which results in quicker units, just not as much long-term unit production. Green Tiberium, a full load is $1,500, whereas blue tib is $2,800, so that's a lot of bikes. So that's like it's like 5 bikes. Almost 5 bikes. And again, just these very small skirmishes between these two players. He's going to come back and try... Honestly, those are Drive's units there. Those 3 tanks, I mean, Drive needs to get them repaired. He can't afford to lose these tanks right now. Oh, there's a ref down. This is really bad for not Futurama, for Drive, because it means Futurama can now actively refine consistently without having to drive on. He sold everything up back there. He's still got that power plant just powering everything. And he puts a laser turret down as well. That's just going to be annoying to deal with, because if Drive comes in, he just can't do too much about that. Still some bikes here. He sold, again, he's got no war factory, so he's just going to, I think he's just going to build lots of infantry. He's going to go for a second refinery. Drive, if he does, Drive is going to have to, he's got no choice but to go for an MCV, because he wouldn't be able to, he's long-range mining as it is, and he has nowhere near enough to overrun what Futurama has, unless Futurama makes a silly mistake. Oh, there's a harvester coming from the bottom left. Did that go to the blue tib field? I'm not 100% sure. Or was it just going to this field? Not too sure. I think it might be full of blue Tiberium. But again, neither side able to take that blue Tiberium. He could put some rocket squads inside the bunker, and that would make it a no-go zone for Drive. Drive simply could not afford to pressure this area here with that bunker. I mean, a triple rocket in that bunker, even if you try to overrun the bunker, it's completely cost ineffective, because he'll take so much damage and lose so much tanks in order to do so. He's just going to put 1 squad in there. There is obviously a Cabal there as well. Another rocket squad in the other bunker just to be difficult. Drive now, just trying to find a hole. He's going to realize there was no base back there. This harvester is going back to the blue Tiberium field, so I believe it must have got blue Tiberium. Futurama, realizing that's going to be too dangerous, has another laser turret back there. And yeah, he's going for a second refinery. Drive, he's got no choice. He's going to have to go. He's going to have to go for another MCV. I don't think he can actually continue to build units here. Futurama is pulling back a lot of his infantry forces here. He's got those shredder turrets, and it's going to be hard to crush as well, because the shredder turrets will block the tanks as well, or make it more difficult for the tanks to kill the infantry. Infantry also get a suppression bonus when they're up against structures. They'll actually have more armor if they sit up against the structure. It's something that not a lot of people know about. Actually gets a harvester from Drive. There's 2 bikes down here. That was nice. Does dispatch that harvester trying to clean that tib up. So I think, does Drive only have 3 harvesters? Oh my god, this attack started. We didn't see it, but this is not going to work. I don't think this is going to work. He's not getting enough crushing off here. He's going to come back in. That's a nice crush. That first laser turret will be destroyed, but there's another laser turret there. And these laser turrets are just going to be difficult to deal with. The thing is that Futurama just needs to wear down the force. He doesn't actually need to counter-attack or anything like that. The question is, can Drive do anything about this? A lot of tanks, a lot of red tanks getting popped. No, it's just, no, these laser turrets are just causing too much sporadic damage, and it's all adding up to result in Drive getting wiped. I wouldn't be surprised if Drive just surrenders at this point in time, knowing there is 2 refineries here. Actually, he has to drop that power plant. That's annoying. But look at that. He sells all of his laser turrets. He's like, all right, cool. Don't need those anymore. But yeah, Drive literally has 1, 2, I believe, just 3. Someone is taking blue tib there. Might have been, yeah, it's Futurama. Futurama's taking blue tib, and he's going to go straight through those bikes there. Does lose a harvester. But I mean, the blue tib harvester's coming back in. He could easily put down a war factory, although he's going to continue to go for infantry, and he's got 4 harvesters, surprisingly, so still got those. But yeah, that blue tib field completely untouched. It just looks so good when you see those blue tib fields like that. There's a Scorpion tank. Where did that come from? So I don't know where he got that Scorpion tank from, whether they've just been sitting idle somewhere on the map this whole time. I'm not sure, but yeah, apparently Futurama has a Scorpion tank. And he's just gonna attack. He's like, I know you don't have a base. I know you've got nothing. Is he gonna let his MCV get taken? That would be really disappointing. Yeah, he's gonna come back in, and he's just gonna lose a bike here, unfortunately. But yeah, that's the thing. Drive doesn't have the ability to build shredder turrets, which means he can only hope to crush. Those bikes are dispatched. He's gonna have to use a harvester to crush, but I mean, he's only got a couple of harvesters anyway, so that's. He can't really afford to lose those. No, this is going to be the end of the game. The MCV is going to be here. I'm not sure what the MCV is actually supposed to do, because building shredder turrets isn't going to do anything against the vehicles. Maybe to put down Hand of Nod, or maybe to put down laser turrets. But yeah, Drive is going to fight to the bitter end here. He's going to fight to the bitter end. He has these harvesters. They will be revealed, and they're going to start taking damage. That's going to get some pretty good crushing off, but it's just simply not going to be enough right now. It's not going to be enough. He's going to be able to get that down, and Drive is out of the game. So I can see why they sent me these games. These games have all been very desperate games. So it's going to be 2-2, and that was actually the last replay. So these guys sent me 4 reps. Obviously, it was a 2-2, 2 wins each. But yeah, interesting games, desperate games, very desperate games. But I thought I'd come in and cast this series, give you guys something to watch, make it really good. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. My name's Green Zero, and I'll catch you all in the next video.